In this video, we're going to talk about the 5 biggest mistakes that chiropractors make that cause them to waste thousands and thousands of dollars when running meta ads for your practice. So let's jump into the video. So before we jump into the 5 reasons, I want to talk about why this is so important. Why do you need to understand and become aware of the 5 biggest ways that chiropractors waste money with meta ads? And simply put, it's because if you're making any of these mistakes, you're shooting your progress in the foot for your practice. You're not going to scale as fast. You're not going to be as profitable. And at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to grow where you want to go. You're not going to be able to have the time off with your family that you want to have. You're not going to be able to hire staff and CAs to run the practice for you. So you can actually kind of start to get out of the business and not be in the day-to-day. When you make these mistakes, any of them, it stops you from being able to do those things. And at the end of the day, I know because of the tons of chiropractors that I've talked to, your goal is not to be in your practice 8 to 10 hours a day for the next 50 years. No, you started a business to grow an empire and then start to remove yourself while making a great living and helping people. So with that said, let's jump into the 5 mistakes that chiropractors make when running their meta ads, that is shooting their growth in the foot. The first issue and the first mistake that I want to talk about is when chiropractors hire a traditional marketing agency. Now, listen, I want to say it from the start, okay? I don't hate agencies. I just really don't like them. And the reason I don't like them is not because they're not knowledgeable. It's not because they're not valuable, because they are to some people. But if you are spending under $10,000 a month in your practice on ads, there is absolutely no reason that you should be using an agency. Now, I have other videos that you can go check out about why the agency model for chiropractors does not work. Like, the math does not math. It actually shoots you in the foot. And when they report their numbers to you, they're inflated in a way. They're not lying about your numbers. They're just not telling you the entire truth. And then you get 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the road and you're like, why aren't we growing the way that these numbers are telling us that we should be? And it's because the numbers that they say aren't inaccurate. They're just not fully truthful. So if you're spending under $10,000 a month in ads, you should not be using an agency. Okay. Now, how do we fix this? Well, you fix this by literally learning to run ads yourself. And you're like, Cody, that's gotta be some kind of shameless self-promotion, because don't you teach chiropractors how to run their own ads? Yeah, I totally do. I do that on purpose because I actually care about you growing your practice and getting the return that you want and not stunting your growth by hiring an agency. So the way that you fix this is you go learn how to run ads yourself. And if you're interested in learning about what we do in the Chiro department and with the Ad Academy, there's a link somewhere in the description here of this video where you can schedule a call with us and we can chat about what that looks like. Or you can spend hundreds or thousands of hours scouring YouTube trying to learn it yourself, waste, years of your life trying to do it, or you can come in the Ad Academy and learn from my 15 years of experience. But at the end of the day, no matter what route you choose to go when not using an agency, just understand that learning to run ads yourself is not only more efficient, it's going to be much more profitable in the long run. The second mistake that chiropractors make with their ads on Meta that's shooting them in the foot is you are only doing what are called top of funnel ads. Now, we're going to start getting into a little bit more marketing talk here and a little more strategy, but every single, not every single, I don't want to lie, but 90% of the chiropractors that I look into, as far as when I go in the back end and I look at the ads that people are running, because there is a way to spy on people's ads, everybody is running what are called top of funnel ads. And this is what a top of funnel ad is. A top of funnel ad is when you have an ad up here at the top of your funnel, and it's targeting cold traffic to get them to give you their information, to come in for their initial consultation, to buy some kind of package, right? It's an offer at the very top of your funnel that you're sending out to cold traffic. These are people that have probably never heard of you in your city, and you're paying Meta and saying, hey, put my ad in front of these people and get me some results. And while at the end of the day, like that is a great, you have to have top of funnel. The mistake that chiropractors make is they only do top of funnel. They don't have any retargeting strategy. Now, here's some crazy stats. Only 1 to 3% of people that actually are going to buy when they see your ad the first time. And so what that means is that anywhere from 97 to 99% of your ad spend is going to be completely wasted if you do not have a retargeting strategy or a middle of funnel campaign that you're running. Because the statistics continue to say that upwards of over 60% of people will buy when they have been retargeted multiple times by multiple types of ads from the same advertiser. Now, what that means for you and the fix on this is you can deploy what I call the boomerang ad strategy. And if you just, click the link, there's some link where you could probably come over to my Instagram. Message me the word boomerang, and I will give you our boomerang ad strategy blueprint that you can start to run retargeting campaigns to the people that are interacting with your posts, that are following you, that have clicked on ads before, that have gone to your website. If you are not retargeting those people, you are leaving a lot of money on the table and you're making a big mistake. The third mistake that chiropractors make when running their ads is, and listen, I'm just going to be honest with you. This one might feel like a punch in the gut. It might feel a little insulting, but I do it out of love because I want you to grow. Okay? Fair enough. Most of the chiropractic ads that I see are incredibly boring, do not hook the viewer into watching, and there's nothing about them that's like, oh my gosh, I want to get to know more about this chiropractor. I want them to treat me. I'm going to watch this video. And so the way that you fix this is you start to learn about what creates a good hook in the beginning of your ad. And then also start to put some movement in your ads. Don't film everything sitting at a desk or sitting in your front lobby or sitting in your office. Just, one shot, one place, one boring image, right? Break your script up into multiple pieces, and each piece, film in a different place and walk around. Have somebody follow you with the camera so there's movement, there's actual energy in the ad. The second thing is, man, if you have to, slam a Red Bull before you go make your ad. I was talking to one of the Ad Academy clients just yesterday. From this recording, I was talking to them yesterday because they're getting ready to record their first set of ads. And I told them, I said, look, there is a very, very clear analytical, we can pull clear analytics from videos that have energy from the chiropractor and videos that do not have energy from the chiropractor. The chiropractor that shows up with enthusiasm and energy and vibrance, their ads by far outperform the ads of somebody who's boring and monotone. Don't make your ads boring. Figure out what makes a good hook and add some movement and some personality, and your ads are going to start making way, way, way more leads come out of them that get people into your clinic. The fourth mistake that chiropractors make that shoots their meta ads in the foot is you do what is called the publish and pray method. This is when you just, because you're like, well, I got to get some ad up. I got to do something. And so you make some ad, you put it up, you publish, and then you pray to the meta gods that they bring you some customers. And to be honest with you, this is one of the worst strategies in the world. And what we teach in the Ad Academy is how to actually test ads. Now, if you go onto my channel, there is a video that I made. It's a Zoom recording where I teach you the SuperAd testing blueprint, where you can test multiple ads. And here's why testing is so important, is because it doesn't matter what you think is a good ad or what I think is a good ad. What matters is the people that are going to be your future patients when they're scrolling on Instagram or they're scrolling on Facebook. The ad that they will click, that is what decides what a good ad is. Listen, I've been doing marketing for 15 years. 15 years. And when I go to do an ad test, I always have in my mind the ad that I think is going to perform best. And wouldn't you know it, 80, 90% of the time, I'm wrong. And I've been doing this for 15 years. And if you're a chiropractor and you've been going to chiropractic school, you've been doing your business and you haven't been a marketer for years, The chances that you're going to get it right on one ad your first try is very, very low. And this is why you have to learn how to test ads. Because when you test ads, you find out what the audience is actually clicking and what is actually going to resonate with them. And when you find that data out and then you run that ad, that is when your results will skyrocket. Now, the fifth and final biggest mistake that chiropractors make when it comes to running their ads on Meta that shoots them in the foot is you don't know your numbers. You don't understand how much your cost per lead is and how many leads you need to get somebody in the office, and then how many people once they get in the office, what they close, and what are they closing out with your care plans. This is what I call a top to bottom ROAS. We actually give people in the Ad Academy a calculator where they can put their ad spend, they can see how much it costs per lead, how many people are booking, how many people are showing, and then how many people they're closing. So from top to bottom, you know, I'm putting $1,000 into ads and I'm making $12,000 at the end of the day from everybody that's coming in from these ads, a 12x return. Now, when you know those numbers, you can confidently continue to spend money on advertising, knowing that it's going to bring in this many people and this many people is going to produce this much revenue. If you do not know your numbers, you will waste money, you will overspend on campaigns that will not bring you any new people. And at the end of the day, some people, because they don't know their numbers, they turn off their marketing campaigns because they think it's not working. But if they knew their numbers, they would know that they spent $1,000 and made $5,000. And while that's not a 12x return, that is still being incredibly profitable. And if you don't know your numbers and you shut off a campaign without knowing how it's working, again, you're stunting your growth and keeping yourself from building the practice that you want just by not knowing your numbers. And that is a huge mistake. So listen, I hope that you found these 5 mistakes valuable. And if you're making any of them, I would suggest start fixing at least one right away, if not fixing all of them as fast as you can. And if you don't know how to run your own ads, you don't know how to fix this stuff, but you want to learn because you want to continue to grow and scale your practice through Meta ads, go ahead and click the link in the description of this video, schedule a call with our team, and we'll see if you're a good fit for the Ad Academy, and we will help you crush Meta ads, grow your practice on autopilot, and predictably get new leads and new patients in your practice so that you never have to worry when you're sitting at home with your family where in the world your next batch of patients is going to come from. I'll talk to you later.